Yo, what up, friends? Some amazing boxing news coming up, y'all. And Clubber D really wants to give you the hot scoop and tell you about what he thinks. And I'm going to tease this real nicely here. What may be the best boxing card ever. Let me move that out of my face. So let's go ahead and bring this up now. While we're doing that, make sure you're subscribed at Ball and Buds. I see we got a bunch of people watching on the live stream. So please go ahead and subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. Make sure you hit that like button as well. Help us out in the algorithm. Please hit that like button. Oh, what up? What up? Yes, look at Clubber D hitting those comments. The Red River bathroom. Shut up. You see, I got my degree in the background.
Brandon, I haven't seen that card announced, so we might have to talk about that later on. We will definitely get into that. If you know any fights you're looking forward to, write them in the comments. We might get to those.
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah, like you said, you have any fights you want Clubber D to address, please let us know. That being said, let's take a look at this amazing card. First of all, it's going to start with that main event, right? You got the Beterbiev versus Bivol rematch, excuse me. Then we got Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, an all-Britain escapade. We've got
wait a second, sir. Joseph Parker's from
oh no, wait.
He's New Zealand or something.
He's New Zealand. That's right. Thank you. You're right. I apologize to Joseph Parker. Yeah, please do not KO me. I don't want to be KO'd. We got Shakur Stevenson. We got Virgil Ortiz. We got Israel Madrimov. We got Zhe Li Zhan. We got Callum Smith. Nashville. He's from Nashville, right? I think he is. Anyways,
Callum Smith is from. He's Liam Smith's brother. He's
Oh, he's English. He's British.
He's
okay. There, yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get. What are your thoughts on this card, my brother? What do you think about this?
Turki Alalshikh is doing this again. He's doing what we've been asking for in boxing for a long time. We're getting the fights, all the fights we want to see, and he's already announced that this fight is going to be like $25 to get this event. $25 is crazy.
That's crazy work.
$80 over here to fight.
Oh, thank you, Lord Jesus.
Somebody fight a bum. I'm not gonna name no names, but we're paying $70 to $80 to watch boxing in America. Where Turki Alalshikh was like, you know what, good boxing. You know what I'm saying? I could do this for $25. And this fight card, if it stays the same, could be probably the best fight card of all time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
No way that this could disappoint. Okay. You just look at the main event.
Do you want me to start at the bottom so you can kind of like address and go up to the top? Is that what you want to do here?
I mean, it's well, the one thing I would say right here. So you got Virgil Ortiz going against Madrimov. Madrimov is the one that Terrence Crawford just beat.
Right.
He is already scheduled to fight on the Tyson Fury versus Usyk rematch in December. He's already scheduled to fight. He's fighting Borchek, the guy that Virgil Ortiz just fought, and everyone thought that fight was kind of close. Thought he lost that fight, dropped Virgil Ortiz multiple times in that fight. But Israel Madrimov is fighting in December against Borchek, and then he's going to fight Virgil Ortiz. So in February, so that's wild. I don't know how that's going to happen. So
that's crazy.
Right there, I doubt that fight's going to happen. I seriously doubt that fight will happen.
Okay, so you think because the fights are too close together that one's just going to fall through? Okay, all right.
And also, with that fight, Boots Ennis has come over a lot of steam because he didn't look that great against Karen Chukajan, and I don't pronounce his name all jacked up, but he didn't look that great and already pronounced it. He was going to go up to 154, and then now he, all right, now you're touching too many things now.
I know, right? Touching too many things.
Yeah, let's relax over there. Pause. But so he already announced that he wanted to move up to 154. Now this fight got announced, and then he said, "Oh, I'll fight you at 147." So they're saying Boots is ducking, which is, not too cool. I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, that's a fight card that I cannot wait to see. We'll touch more on that fight card when we get to that. When we get closer. Omar, what are you doing over there? What is going on?
I'm trying.
Anything. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. So that's a fight card that I'm waiting to see. I hope that everything stays the same, but I honestly think that that Israel Madrimov fight will not happen. And one of the main fights that besides that fight, I'm curious to see Shakur Stevenson when he makes his comeback. How's Shakur Stevenson gonna look when he comes back? And he was coming off that hand injury. He hasn't looked great in his last few outings. So let's hope that Shakur Stevenson puts on a good show, and it's him fighting Kid Austin right there is kind of puzzling to me. We saw Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield, fight his last fight a couple weeks ago. He didn't look that great. He got dropped, came back, but he's only 22 years old, and are putting him there against a champion. Now, Oscar De La Hoya wasn't for it, but you got to remember Oscar De La Hoya, he won his first title when he was, 20, 21 or something like that? Trying to say he wants to build Floyd Schofield up. Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, all the greats were champions at an early age. Devin Haney, champion at an early age. So you can't tell these fighters, we want to build you up, but if they have a chance to be great at that age, at this point, sometimes you got to let them do what they got to do. That's a fight I'm very interested to see, because Shakur has something to prove, and Kid Austin has something to prove as far as being a young gunner trying to fight, against the world champion at that age.
Now, I know it's early, but you did mention how young he is and how they're putting him up, and I assume from the way that you were just talking about it, too early in your eyes. Do you think he even stands a modicum of chance here against one of the best fighters in the world right now?
The way he looked the last fight, he fights like that against Shakur, it's not going to look good. It's not going to be a good fight.
Okay.
If it does, it depends on his game plan. It really depends on Shakur Stevenson if his hands are really healed, because he hasn't looked so great his last few fights. He's either running or just point fighting, because he can't take it his issue with his hands and wrists. So it's one of those things where it really depends on what type of condition is Shakur Stevenson in for this fight. So yeah. I wish it was in the States also, but it's a yes and no, because when these fights happen, these fights are on at like 1, 2 o'clock our time. And that's actually pretty cool, because that means I can have my night to do whatever I want to do when these fights are done. This card might be done at like 7 o'clock, and then you can do what you want to do on Saturday night.
Right.
The reason why we won't have these fights in the States, because the promoters here are too scared to put these fights together. They're it's the Floyd Mayweather effect. Everyone's scared to let their O go, just in case. They don't want to challenge themselves. And Turki Alalshikh, he's all about, hey, the real fighters fight over here. If you're a real fighter, you want to fight somebody, you're gonna come rock with us. Point blank period. So
yeah, and thank you for tuning in, Brandon. We really appreciate it. Brandon also says UFC 310 is going crazy. Would love your predictions. Well, you're in the right spot, our brother. You are in the right spot, because we are going to get Clubber D's predictions for UFC 310 directly after this, here in a couple minutes, once we're done with the boxing. So stay tuned, my friend, and make sure everybody subscribed at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. You can catch us there on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. We are also on the Bottom Line Sports channel right now in Facebook. If you join the Facebook group there, we are also on the Let's Talk Sports channels on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X. So we are all over the social media airways. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's keep it moving. What do you think about this Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker fight?
I love how you pronounce it, Dubois.
Is it not? What is it?
Dubois.
Oh, Dubois.
but the proper way is Dubois. It's
the American way is Dubois, yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
I guess the European is okay. Okay, got it.
It's all good. It's funny, but no. This is a fight. I forgot who he was supposed to fight. They scheduled at first. It was supposed to be Big Baby Jarrell Miller, who had that draw with Andrew Ruiz, on the Bud Crawford fight card. But I guess something happened with the negotiating, so they kind of bumped him out and put Joseph Parker in there. Joseph Parker is deserving of a title shot, because he beat Zhang and he beat Deontay Wilder, so he's an ex-champion. He's fought for the belt multiple times, fighting Joshua. He's fought Fury. No, he didn't fight Fury, but he fought Joshua. He had the belt and he lost it to, I think he beat Ruiz or lost it to Ruiz back in the day, WBA. But he's ex-champion. He's been on a tear, and this fight, I'm not saying it might steal the show, but this might be. It's not going to go the distance. It's weird, because both of these fighters, if anyone follows their career, they're all about confidence, and the higher the confidence these fighters have, the better they look. Sometimes they're lacking confidence going into a fight, they don't look that great. So both of these fighters need that motivation, that corner man to big them up during this fight. So I'm very interested to see which one of these fighters is going to come in more confident, because if you saw Daniel Dubois when he fought Joshua from
Right.
jump in a press.
Yep. Exactly.
Like, I'm not scared of you. We'll see what you want to do. You know, so if he keeps that killer mentality and stop being Mr. Nice Guy, I think he could win this fight.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. Sorry to step on you there. That's exactly what I was thinking when you just were talking. In my mind, I was thinking, man, he had that really good showing against Anthony Joshua. There's no reason that he couldn't do that again.
Exactly. He didn't. That was in Wembley. That was a Wembley Stadium with 90,000 people, you know, throwing fish and chips and whatever else they eat over there. So you know, it was a big crowd, and he rose to the occasion. So he's hungry. He's been fighting hungry ever since that Usyk loss. Which, if you ever watch that fight, you kind of should have won that fight. But you know, because he did hit him below the belt, but it was really on the line. And
yo, we are always in sync, and that's why I love how close we are, because we just have these things. It's like we have the ESP. So that's exactly what I was thinking. So if Dubois or whatever how you say it, Dubois, if he wins this fight, we've been dancing around this all British Wembley extravaganza with Fury. And, you know, even possibly Usyk, were he to beat Fury. Is that still in the possible realm here of things we could see?
My thing would be this: if Daniel wins this fight, I'm calling first name like we're cool. If Daniel wins this fight, and say Usyk wins, who knows what they're gonna do with the belts?
Okay.
Now,
but what about with Fury? Because Fury, that's pretty much guaranteed, then, right?
Or if Fury wins, Usyk, he's already stated that he might retire. He's already kind of like,
oh wow, okay, yeah, I didn't hear that. All right.
So he's kind of, you know, if he wins, I think he might retire. If he loses, I don't know if he'll retire or whatever. But say perfect world, he wins, Usyk wins, without a doubt, and he doesn't retire, I can see him wanting to fight Daniel Dubois to be 2-time undisputed.
Ooh, right.
It does have the IBF championship. It's only unified for Fury and Usyk. It's not for all the belts. It's only unified. It's not undisputed. Now, I think the winner, because this fight is going to happen in February, and Usyk and Fury are in December 21st, the same day of an ugly sweater party I'm going to. We should be attending.
Yes, I want to go.
So the winner of that is basically setting up each other to fight for undisputed pride next fall. That's my guess.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice.
And if I'm right, then a Turki Alalshikh, fly me out there. You know what I'm saying? Because
hey, Dubai, baby. Hey,
me, you. Now they ain't Saudi. It'll be me, you.
Oh, sorry.
We just stop by Dubai, holler at some Habibis and keep it moving. But it'll be me. We'll get Skywalker. We'll get Papa Chuneo. We'll get Josh. Shout out to the fellas.
Yeah, shout out to all of our fellas out there. As he mentioned, y'all make sure you tap in with all of them guys. 86 Bucks and Skywalker and Poppy. Shoot, yo! I like how you say. What do you say? Heavy on the what?
As my man Ernest says, it's what do you say? Heavy on the Poppy, light on the yayo. Okay.
Yes, that is true.
Light on the yayo.
That is tremendous. That is great. I love it. Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, Turki Alalshikh, we've been already doing our boxing interviews. We're all journalists. We're stepping up our game. Invite us out, baby. Let's go. All right, moving on. Beterbiev versus Bivol, the rematch that everybody has been waiting for. Obviously, the last fight, the decision was a little bit of some people said it could have been a bad decision. Excuse me. A little bit of controversy.
It's close.
What are we thinking, brother?
Oh, I love it. Because you got to understand, that was only 4 months after Beterbiev had surgery on his knee, on his MCL. So now he's having more mobility, and his fight isn't too far off his last fight. So even though he's older, I think he's about 40, close to it. I'm leaning towards him, and this is going to be. I'm happy he's fighting a lot quicker than the whole year, because I believe Ramadan is March this year, so they're doing this fight right before Ramadan, so he doesn't have to worry about worrying about that while training. So, I'm looking forward to this fight. I want to see what's Bivol's game plan, because he fought a perfect fight the last fight, but still, You can't win by backing up. It's tough. That's my main thing. Felix Trinidad against De La Hoya. De La Hoya was winning until like the eighth or ninth round and started backing up. You cannot. My thing is always you cannot win backing up. I don't care. It's just not. It's not good optics when it comes to boxing. There's a thing about ring generalship, and Bivol lacked that towards the end of that fight.
Now I want to follow that up because we know that Beterbiev was, for the most part, at least in the public eye, in the mainstream, the mainstream non-knowing boxing fans, Beterbiev was kind of a latecomer in terms of name recognition. He's 39 now. Yeah. Bivol is 33. We obviously saw that it looked in the fight, and some people said this from the last fight, that the younger fighter was looking obviously more spry, but that Beterbiev getting older was looking a little older as well. Do you adhere to what those people said? And how do you think this fight, them each being now 18 months older, is going to affect the elder Beterbiev?
Well, it's one of those things where that's when people. Beterbiev he's not like an actor. He's not gonna throw 1,000 punches. Okay, this man before this fight, everybody he fought, I think he was like 19-0 with 19 knockouts. So the sample size for him wasn't really that great. So most people didn't even know who he is. Only the hardcore boxer fans did, or casuals don't really know. Bivol, because Bivol fought in the HBO days. He's only 33, but he's been in the limelight since his early 20s.
And he fought Canelo. So
he fought and beat Canelo. So more people know him in his style. But it's weird. You would think the knockout guy would be the guy more popular, but that's just the way boxing is. It's about the exposure. He's top ranked. He's on ESPN. All the Canadian and Russians, everybody, all the big hardcore, fans, and especially them having this card in Saudi Arabia and him being a Muslim, they went crazy the first time when he fought. So he has a fan base. It's kind of like Khamzat Chimaev in the UFC. He can only fight in Abu Dhabi or Saudi or something like that. He can't come to America and fight just yet. I don't even know if he can go to Australia and fight. But the reason why it's good, kind of like the other person Pantoja's fighting, what we'll get to later, that they have a great fan base. They have a great backing behind them from people from their culture or from their homeland. So that's why the exposure like this this should be good exposure for them. That first fight, people talked about it. So now everybody's going to want to watch the rematch and see what he can do. I think he's only going to get better because it's more time since he's had that knee injury. That he's going to prove and knock. No, I can say it yet. It's going to be a good fight. I ain't gonna say we.
Yeah. Don't give it away yet. Don't give it away. Don't give it away too quick. We got to tease him with it. Thank y'all again for tuning in. Yes, this is going to be an amazing card. So I do have one last follow-up question before we get to UFC 310.
I'm not going to call this person out, but why are you sending me an old video that's not funny? Watch the show, cornball.
What? Watch the show.
Sending me old ass videos like, dog, don't stop. You're going back to deleted.
Right, and it means you're not watching us, so that's fine. So I guess the question I'm thinking now is, what other big fights are on the horizon that you can think of? Because in my eyes, other than Fury and Usyk, we don't have anything lined up for Canelo or for Terrence Crawford, even though there was rumors of that moving closer to a thing that might happen. What do you see on the horizon for any other major fights that even the mainstream audience?
So the month before this, in January, I think is it January, maybe early February, we're gonna have David Morrell against David Benavidez. The winner of that fight is going to get the winner of this, and that's going to be phenomenal. That's why I want a certain person to win, so we just get rid of this and get to Beterbiev, or not Beterbiev, Morrell going against the
winner.
Morrell and David Benavidez. David, what's that? Yeah, that's his name, right?
David Benavidez. Mm-hmm.
No, it's not Beterbiev.
No, Benavidez. Benavidez.
It's too close, okay? The Mexican monster.
It is very close. It's like a Mexican and Russian version of each other, the same name.
Yeah, better be better. You know what? The Mexican / Honduras monster, David versus David Morrell, the hard hitting Cuban. How about that? So that fight I cannot wait for. And that's a fight that's going to be on pay-per-view, PBC fight, Amazon, where we're going to be paying like $80. It ain't no belt in line. Like,
see, that's ridiculous. That's crazy, man.
We're gonna pay, and that's a hardcore person, like a hardcore boxing fans fight that wants to see David Morrell against David Benavidez, because Canelo been ducking both of them, so they have to move up into another weight class just so they can get a title shot. So we're gonna pay money to watch that fight when there's no belt on the line. Well, we're gonna pay $25 to watch this fight, which is one of the best fight cards. When we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't got the whole picture, but right now, 1, 2, 3, 4 world champions. 1, 2, 3, 4 world champions. Okay, so you're getting 4 world champions defending their belt against good opponents.
7 world titles.
$24. Well, we're gonna pay
for $25 damn dollars. That's crazy.
We're gonna pay $80 to fight 2 people not fighting for a belt to fight the winner of this fight. So
you got to be
that's why America isn't saying, like, bring it back to my man Brandon. I wish it was in the States, but this is the shit we got to deal with in the States, opposed to Turki Alalshikh may put on the good fights overseas. They've already proven that they don't need Vegas no more. They don't need Madison Square Garden no more. They say, F America, you do our time. We're not like the UFC, where the UFC made, and for the Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad fight, made them adhere to our time when they're watching a fight at 4 a.m. We watch the regular time for us. They're like, you know what? No. Y'all are going to watch it on our time in America. Tough S.
And it's crazy because I was trying to look at what historical boxing cards could stack up, because when I searched best boxing cards ever, like, this card just continually popped up. And the next best thing I got was, and this is an amazing card. Wait till you hear this bad boy. I've got 2 of them for you. The first one is, I'm going to give you the first one, which is not as great, and then I'll give you the second one. Listen to this first one. The co-main event was Lennox Lewis versus Tony Tucker. And the not even the co-main event, but the one before that, the co-co, was Julio Cesar Chavez versus Terrence Ali. And so this was May 8th, 1993 in the Mirage in Las Vegas, right? Not great, but it was okay. Now, September 28th, 1979, Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas. They're saying this is the last greatest best card ever. You have, in the 4th match, our buddy, Puerto Rican legend, on your top 5. By the way, go check out Clever D's top 5 Puerto Rican boxers, short and Mexicans, by the way. They're on YouTube, and he got a lot of views. Wilfredo Gomez versus Carlos Mendoza. Okay. The Coco main event, Roberto Duran versus Zeferino Gonzalez. The co-main event, Sugar Ray Leonard versus, I don't know who this bum is, but Andy Price. He's probably not a bum. I shouldn't say that. Okay. And then in the main event, Larry Holmes versus Ernie Shavers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually a good card. Because that card had stars on it. And that's, now, if you think about that card, you look at the past tense of, as far as how iconic those fighters are later in their career.
Right.
78. You know what I'm saying? And you look at this card right now and where they are right now. It's just crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, this might be the best card, if it stays like this, of all time.
Hey, Brandon, we do not at all condone the streaming of live sports, but my friend, I am all for you doing what makes you happy. And if you ever find yourself to be out of one and you find streams of meth or streams of crack, well, you'll find the promised land again, my friend. Just a little hidden riddle for those of you out there who may need a little prop up. That being said, I know you had one more piece of boxing news for us. One of our favorite fighters, you and I both, is getting ready to fight. Oscar Navarrete. What can you tell us about this boxing news?
Oscar, you mean Oscar Valdez?
What did I say?
Oscar Navarrete.
Wait, oh my bad. You know what I meant. Oh my god, we are the worst with names. You know, we're the worst.
We.
You're bad. You're bad. You mispronounce names all the time. I don't want to hear that.
All right, Oscar Navarrete. Anyways,
oh god.
Let's see.
That's funny.
Lennox Tyson's fighting soon, so
Lennox Tyson, shut up.
But yeah, Navarrete versus Valdez. So the first fight, which is funny because when we had our fantasy football draft in 2023, we were down in New Orleans, and me, you and Eric left a little later. Me, Dale the Snail, and Lamar went out, and we came back early because I know me and Dale, we had early flights heading back. So we came back, watched this fight, which was phenomenal. You and Eric came in probably with the eighth or ninth round. Y'all,
yeah, it was like the 6th or 7th.
Yeah. We were all just watching it. You know,
about halfway.
Just like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? And this fight was ridiculous. I mean, the scorecards, it was a slugfest. We had Navarrete. I had scorecards written down. He had 116 to 112, 118 to 110, and 119 to 110. This card was built as, the Battle of Mexico. They had Eric Morales. They had Marco Teno Barrera there. They had Julio Cesar Chavez. They built this up to be one of the best Mexican fights, to bring back that whole, to bring back the whole top Mexican fighters fighting each other. And it didn't disappoint. It was a great fight. Only thing that sucked about it was when Navarrete, it was like in the mid rounds, he hurt his right hand. But this man threw jabs galore. He had Valdez rocked in the early rounds, and this man threw, let's see, Valdez landed a high, I had to write this down because it's just crazy numbers here. So Valdez had a higher connection rate of 32%. Navarrete's connection rate was only 17%.
Wow.
But Navarrete threw with one hand.
Double.
Okay. One hand was hurt. He would a whole
round.
Throwing his right hand.
Props.
He threw 1,038 punches, 602 punches more than Valdez. Okay,
Holy
so
crap.
Navarrete was on it. Okay, and let's see, Valdez connected with 76 more than Valdez connected 76 more than Navarrete. So even though he threw a lot more, the power punches, it was volume versus choice punches, if that makes sense. Valdez landed more, but the volume of Navarrete was just too much for him. You know what I'm saying? He was killing him with a jab. So, it's a one-sided thing, and Navarrete went on to win. This is going to be the rematch on Saturday. If you have nothing to do, or if you have a DVR, if that's still a thing, if this is a fight that if you're new to boxing, you want to see action, please check this fight out. It'll be on ESPN. All right, I believe it's free, or you can go on to whatever these other sites are. You know what I'm saying? Check them out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't naming no names. I'm not naming no names where you can watch this stuff. Some of y'all are dusting out of your neighbors. Some of y'all are dusting out your neighbors' window and stuff like that. I ain't gonna name no names. People be borrowing accounts and stuff like that for ESPN Plus. But it is what it is. Watch this fight if you have nothing to do, or watch it the next day. You know what I'm saying? If you want to watch boxing, what you're saying boxing's boring, watch this fight. It'll change your mind.